9440. 4404. 9445.
All right, welcome back, crime fighters. It's time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up some of the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, along with Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade, the guy that actually does the locking up, or you and your deputies.
The deputies do a wonderful job for me. I give them the credit.
Yeah, we really do have some excellent people on the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office force.
We do. I'm a blessed person, and I'm just really thankful for the job they do each day. We don't go home. There's other companies and parts of government that are shut down. I think it's very important that the people know their sheriff didn't go home. We're not going home. We're not cutting services. You can get anything you could have got from us today as you could have a month ago. So I want people to understand that we're here to serve you. We're going to do our jobs. There's nobody else for them to call except us.
And in the meantime, you are taking precautions and doing everything you can to be as safe as possible. And we're going to talk about all of that during the show today. Right now, let's talk about how lucky we are with the viewers as well. We got great viewers.
Absolutely. Our count comes up today, 2 arrests, all put in jail because somebody was willing to work with us, and we appreciate that. Our integrity and our trust is only as good as we allow it to be, and if you trust us, you give us this kind of information, and thank you for that. So our count is 4,547 people put in jail, all because you're willing to help us. Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to spend the show today talking about what's going on with the sheriff's office, because this is not business as usual, even though, as the sheriff says, you're still going to get the service that you expect from the sheriff's office. It's not business as usual, so we'll talk about some of the things that are different. But Sheriff, let's talk for just a second about information sources, because people are getting a lot of information about what's going on around them, and not all of that information is going to be correct.
Absolutely. You know, in today's world, social media and 24-hour news coverage is a blessing and a curse. You know, in the major news markets, you know, the CNNs and the Foxes, people pick their news largely based on their political beliefs of conservative or liberal, left or right, Republican or Democrat, and really none of that matters right now. Right. What we need is true, accurate information so we can best protect ourselves and our family. And with all of that, it can get convoluted, especially on social media. Somebody sees something somewhere and they share it on social media. Somebody sees it on social media, takes it as the gospel, and here we have people that's going down this rabbit hole. And I've seen people scare people, and I don't know why. I've seen people say we're going to have this or we're going to have that, and the only value that it shared was to upset and incite people's emotions. And so it's just really, really important that people get their information from a source that's got no political leaning one way or the other, and that's the EMA.
Right, the EMA, and just go directly to
Calhoun
the
County.
Source.
Yes.
You know, when you want information about what's happening at the Sheriff's Office, the best place to start is going to be the Sheriff's Office Facebook and Twitter, and putting information out there that's going to be direct and hopefully as current as it can be. The Calhoun County Emergency Management Agency is tasked with keeping those of us in Calhoun County safe and aware of the dangers around us. If you're wondering what's happening in Calhoun County, what's being done in Calhoun County, the Calhoun County EMA, they put that information out directly to the public through the social media. So the social media can be very useful. Just make sure you're going straight to the source.
Absolutely, you know, and their big slogan is be prepared and not scared. You know, we can't control what's going to happen. We can control us. And we can control some things, and we need to control the things we can and control our actions, and just remember to remain calm and do the things that we've been told on those sources to try to help keep us healthy. Social distancing, washing your hands, don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth. You know, if you feel sick, stay home. Those kind of things is just the things we can do. If anybody in this world could have stopped this virus, they would have. You know, nobody wants this to happen. Nobody's allowing it to happen. It's something we can't control. We can just control the things that can help protect us.
All right. We're going to come back in just a moment. We'll have the first half of this week's lineup, and we're going to talk about what things are being done in the Calhoun County Jail and throughout the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office to make this situation pass as safely as possible when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hilton with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. This is a reminder to taxpayers to be on your guard about protecting your information. Be prepared to receive a large flood of attempted scams to gain access to your upcoming government stimulus check. These scams can come through email or text messages on your phone. They can be in the form of phone calls from unknown persons and unknown numbers. You might even receive a letter in the mail. Messages from scammers may say something like, "To receive your stimulus payment by direct deposit, we need to confirm your banking information." Be sure to protect your Social Security number and your banking information. Do not give these criminals any opportunity to steal from you. Don't answer the phone call or hang up if you do. Don't respond to emails or text messages about checks from the government. The details are still being worked out, and anyone who tells you they can get the money now is a scammer. Remember, always verify the facts and check out the Federal Trade Commission's website or call me at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, 256-236-6600.
All right, let's get started with this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Up first is Walter Coleman of Anniston. He is wanted on a failure to appear warrant for first-degree assault. William King II of Cottondale is wanted on a probation violation for assault first degree. Montez Rollins of Anniston wanted for failure to pay for assault second degree. Katrina Lewis of Jacksonville, Florida is wanted on a failure to appear warrant for burglary second degree, breaking and entering a vehicle, and burglary third degree. LaShonda Farrell of Hobson City is wanted for failure to pay for receiving stolen property third degree. Tiffany Tenike of Ohatchee is wanted on a failure to appear warrant for identity theft and illegal possession of prescription drugs. That's the first half of this week's lineup. Stick around, we'll have the second half coming up. All right, Sheriff, I know that we've got some viewers on this program that have loved ones inside the Calhoun County Jail, and I'm certain that like the rest of us, they have some concerns about how this situation with the COVID-19 pandemic is being handled around their loved ones. So what can you tell us about what's going on in the jail?
Well, first of all, let's kind of get a little history real quick. This virus started in December, kind of getting attention in China. In time it got here was just, February, it kind of popped up real quick in America. And we had the scare where they were going to bring people over to Fort McClellan. And that really kicked us in gear to try to be as ready as possible. So we started looking at those things. So that kind of gave us a couple of more weeks than we probably would have had. But we had our medical staff, which is a medical company. They devised a screening form. And out of that screening form, somebody comes to the Calhoun County Jail. As soon as they get to the door, an officer doesn't let them come in and mingle around. They meet them at the door. They do a screening form. If that screening form indicates they need to be seen by the nursing staff sees them immediately. And from there, they're either cleared or put on a quarantine. We've designated a section. It was a section of our jail was built around 2000, 2001. It's on a different HVAC system than the rest of the jail. So we decided to use that hallway because the air wouldn't be circulating. So we took some cells and we've decontaminated them. They're only for quarantine. And we've had some people put in quarantine. We've had some people come to jail that had some fever. We've had somebody come to jail who said, my father's in ICU, they've tested him. The doctor told me I needed to be tested. We facilitated that test. That person's been quarantined.
We haven't had any positive tests yet, have we?
No, we're not in the Calhoun County Jail. It might be inevitable. There's 400 and something people in there. But we took those cells, cleaned them. We used those for quarantine. Those inmates are not moved throughout the jail. They stay right there in that cell the whole entire 14 days or until they're cleared. With that being said, we're also cleaning the jail. We clean the jail every day, but we clean the jail really well. We've been cleaning the jail 24 hours a day. We want to clean it so well that the inmates are telling their families how much we're cleaning it. And we've gotten some of that feedback. So we were able to buy some foggers. These foggers are like a little leaf blower. You put it on your shoulder, you put this disinfectant in it, it's mixed with water. It's meant to be sprayed on human beings. It's meant to be sprayed in close contact with people.
So this isn't a danger with people being around it. This is perfectly safe.
I've sprayed myself with it. I said, well, if we're going to spray it on everything else, let's start with my office and me and let's spray it down. We're using it to spray down patrol cars. So anytime somebody arrests somebody, they have this fogger, they can spray the patrol car down and try to keep the car and the deputy safe. We have designated a van that's been taped up, decontaminated, and it's fixed where you can put somebody that's exposed or possibly exposed in it to be transported, and to protect the drivers of the vehicle and to protect the spread of it. Once that person is in it, the plastic in it is made to be ripped down, folded inside out, and put in a biohazard bag.
Wow.
So we're doing everything we know to do. We're on webinars. We're overload of information. There's a lot of different people telling us what we need to do for corrections, and so we're trying our best to make sure that it doesn't come into the jail. And there might be some people watching that says, I don't believe him. Well, here's the best way I can tell people to believe me or not. Myself and my corrections officers and my staff are in that jail 12-hour shifts at a time. They're dealing with these inmates face to face all day long. It's not a us and them. It's, somebody emailed, what are you doing to protect the inmates? I said, and I Facebooked me, and I Facebooked them back. I said, well, I'm doing everything I can to protect everybody.
Yeah. Even if you didn't care about the inmates, which you do.
I do.
But even if you didn't, you would care about how they impact your deputies and corrections officers and yourself and your family.
Bottom line, we're in this together. Mm-hmm. There is no us and them.
Literally in it together in the jail.
In it to jail. We're in the jail together. If somebody gets in the jail, I could get it. I could take it to my family just as much as a correctional officer take it to their family. So an inmate could give it to another inmate who gets out and takes it to their family. So we're in this together. As America, I remember 9/11, and I was 27 years old when that happened. And I just remember the sense of patriotism that I had. And it was a little different event than this event, but I remembered everybody coming together and people chanting USA, 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 and I thought, man, this is a wonderful country. Mm-hmm. And we've got to get back to, instead of being hateful on Facebook, we've got to get back to we're in this together. United we stand. It's in our creed.
Even if we don't agree on everything, we can all agree that this virus is a problem and that we've got to work together.
We got to work together, and we got to
it.
learn to be kind to people and help people. Mm-hmm. And it's a sickness, it's a virus. Nobody wants it, I get it. But we've got to come together to do the best we can so our country can come out and prosper. And it's not about economics. It's about living. It's about feeding ourselves and having a life. So we've got to do this together.
It's about the economics of keeping a roof over your head and that kind of thing.
And food on the table,
yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we need to take a break, but we're going to talk some more about this, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office response to COVID-19. And we'll also have the second half of this week's lineup when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, here we go with the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you recognize someone and know where they are, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. Christine Banks of Oxford wanted on a failure to appear warrant for obstruction of justice using a false ID. Jonathan Cousin of Russellville, Alabama wanted on a probation violation for obstruction of justice using a false ID. Terry Savage of Anniston wanted on a probation violation for domestic violence, second degree. Eli Scrutchins of Woodstock is wanted on a probation violation for first-degree robbery. Richard McIntyre of Piedmont wanted on a probation violation for manufacturing of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, and attempting to elude. Donald Sanders of Pell City wanted on a probation revocation for assault, second degree. And Brooke Hurst of Talladega wanted on a probation violation for attempted possession of a controlled substance. If you can help us find any of these individuals, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. We want your information, not your name. All right, Sheriff, let's talk about some technical things here for just a second, if you don't mind. How about permits?
Pistol permits is a very important thing to people. We've actually, business as usual, in the sense that our lobby is open. People have come in, they can get permits from us. They can renew their permits online. We've had a strong uptick in people. We had 73 people apply for a permit in one day last week. It's important to them. In uncertain times, people want to take care of themselves. We're issuing those. We think that's an important part of government.
We recommend the online, though.
Online, and if you can't, we'll take care of you. We've taken measures. Our clerks have a physical barrier between them. They're wearing gloves to handle any kind of item they need to handle. So we've got that covered. People have asked me about a driver's license. I don't control the driver's license office. If I did, they'd be open, but they're not open. But surely law enforcement officers have good common sense. We've seen a big slowdown of just traffic stops and minor offenses. They're not being brought to us like they were from other agencies. But if somebody was to not use common sense and give somebody a ticket for their driver's license expiring on March the 31st, they'll beat it in court. But surely, and if somebody does it to you like that, come see me. I'll try to work it out for you with whoever did it, whatever agency happened. This is the times that people need to know that law enforcement, if you ever watched Andy Griffith, now's the time for Andy Griffith to shine.
You don't make the laws, but you do have a little bit of leeway in how the laws are enforced, and common sense does come into account.
Absolutely, and it better with my people. I have great, wonderful people, and they care about people, and I don't think I'd have a problem with that from my agency. And we're going to get through this, and we just need to be calm, be prepared, not scared. If you have a question, call me, Facebook me. I'll message you back. We'll try to discuss it and try to help you. I had a guy that lived in Rhode Island that had moved here, and he hadn't got a driver's license yet yesterday. So that driver's license question is fairly common.
Yeah. All right, we need to take another quick break. We will be right back, and we will have the Crime Stopper segment of the show and our crazy criminal of the week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, let's take a look at some property crimes committed recently in Calhoun County and see if you can help us out with any information to solve these crimes. On March 27th, a Yamaha 115 horsepower boat motor was reported stolen from a pontoon boat that was located on Bryant Street in Anniston. Also on March 27th, an attempted burglary occurred at a home on Cedar Springs Road in Jacksonville. Two black males and a black Chevrolet pickup truck were seen trying to steal some car rims from the garage. The next day, March 28th, a Glock 9mm was stolen from a car which was parked at a location on Martin Luther King Drive in Hobson City. And in the early morning hours of March 29th, a business located on Alabama Highway 204 in Jacksonville was burglarized. A large quantity of tobacco products was stolen. If you can help us solve any of these cases, we would greatly appreciate it. You can call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, so our crazy criminal this week, Sheriff, is actually a cow. And they gave the cow a ticket.
It didn't move over? I'm sorry. Is it the move over?
It was a moving violation of some kind. Being transported on the interstate through Virginia and managed to get off the hauler. So the cow is running down the interstate.
He was moving a lot, wasn't he?
He was. So what exactly ticket do you think they would give to the cow?
I'd probably give him a move over violation.
All right.
I can't help it. Dad jokes.
All right, we're about out of time. What do you got for us, Sheriff?
I just want the people to know, as your sheriff, we're going to be open. We're going to stand tall. We're going to serve you. And I care and love each one of you and want your family to be safe. So if you need something, please call us. We'll be here to serve you.
The jail is open, and visitation is still happening as it normally would. Because visitation is not actually in person these days.
Visitation hasn't been in person in many years. It's been it used to, they'd come to a glass screen that was a barrier, but now it's all on a computer screen, so there's no contact one way or the other. So like I said, our services haven't been restricted. We're here to serve you and try to make sure that contact between family is so important. Our goal is people come to our jail and never come back. So, and we want them to have that family ties and find resources to enrich and better their lives, so the lives of our whole county can be a better place to live.
And I imagine that your deputies have probably been shown a little extra love out in the community here in the last few weeks.
I think they have, and we try to do that every day. We don't have a community policing unit or anything. We just community police every day. And so we want our guys, if somebody needs a tire changed, if somebody, we pick up, we don't do it now with social distance, but we love on kids. We give them things. We try to make sure people know that we serve them. It's not the other way around. So we do that every day.
All right. Well, as we mentioned at the beginning of the program, we want to remind you that information is vital in this fight against the spread of this virus. The best way to get that information is directly from the source. If you need information about the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, you can't find it on our Facebook page or Twitter page. Just call the Sheriff's Office and get that information directly. Likewise, most of the information that we need about safety in Calhoun County is going to be available directly from the Calhoun County EMA and their social media outlets. So go directly to the source. That's all we got for this week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.